All right, welcome back, everybody. Some people think that brain fog might mean we are losing our memory. Maybe you get worried that it's dementia or Alzheimer's, especially as we age, but it might not be any of that. Back with us again, professional speaker, executive coach, Snowden McFall, owner of Fired Up Professional Speaking and Coaching, to talk a little bit more about this. And you and I were chatting, and I thought this would be a good topic because I feel like with AI and all the things that are helping us do more, the more is taking a toll on us because I'm doing twice, if not three times more than what I would normally do because I'm helped by this tool. But at the end of the day, I'm spent.
That's right. Well, it's called cognitive overload. And that's what we've got is cognitive overload. Eric Schmidt, who is a former executive at Google, said that between the dawn of time and 2003, we had 5 exabytes of data. Today, now we get 420 zettabytes every single day.
Every day.
Every day. So no wonder you're overloaded. We're all overloaded. And while AI can help, AI is creating a lot of this data and it can be exhausting.
Yeah, and we have to acknowledge that. I think part of the issue is that sometimes we don't realize how much we're actually doing.
Oh, and we are doing, and you have to give yourself credit for all you're doing too. But if you don't pay attention to this, you get overload, you get overwhelmed, you get bad decisions.
Yeah, so what can we do? Because I don't think that my boss is gonna be okay with me being like, okay, there's 3 things that I can't do that I've been doing all year,
Right, well, one of the problems is multitasking. That's a big problem. Multitasking does not work. We've been taught that it's a good thing to do, but it's not. Task switching is terrible for your brain. It means that you get into a bad mood, you're much less productive, and you can't really truly focus on multiple things at the same time and be effective.
Right. I'm the kind of person that, and I say this all the time, but I'm having to change.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I like a box to be open and then close it and move on to the next box.
That's good.
And I compartmentalize it. But now I'm having to kind of figure out how that can look for me by having, all these boxes open. So now I literally am visualizing, okay, that box is, it's so close to being closed. If I finish this, okay, I can close this box, but I still have these 3 open. So I find myself having to play tricks with my brain so that I can move through it.
Well, you're really smart, Melanie. I knew that already, but you're really smart. Completion, the brain craves completion. So any books you have lying around the house that are half read, magazines, newspapers, go home and close them and say, done. You can always open them again, but that's pulling your energy. So another piece of it is to not time travel. And I'm not talking Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty. Most of us, when we're daydreaming, we're thinking about the past. Or we're thinking about the future, and that's a problem. We need to be here now, be really, really present. It's really important.
Yeah, I find myself and I take moments and I will breathe in and I'll be in that moment. And I'm telling you, Snowden, I feel cooler.
Right.
My heart stops racing a bit, and I feel a little more joyous.
Yes. Well, joy is the antidote to burnout. So cognitive overload can lead to burnout. Joy is the antidote. So finding those moments of joy is really important.
Nothing random
So what are
about
some
that
other things that we can do to kind of battle this?
Well, stop scrolling social media.
Good luck with that.
I mean, we do that. We scroll social media and we look at the past, we beat ourselves up, and we look at the future. And social media is not going to help you that way. Stop scrolling all the time. Stay focused on one thing at a time. And that means when you do stay focused on one thing at a time, you turn off your phone. Like, let's say you have a major news story you got to work on. You got to get heads down on that news story.
Right.
You turn off your phone. You turn off any alerts or anything that on your computer. People have that on Slack. You turn that off and you focus in. And you let your coworkers know, hey, I'm going to be heads down for the next half hour.
So this building, like we have an open concept newsroom, you've seen it. So there's really no doors, there's no walls. I will go upstairs, a little eatery area, it's called Forks, and I can get in a little booth and the lights are dim. And I really can drill down, and I get so much more done.
So
sometimes it's just where you're sitting. Like you have to be proactive about moving so that you're most productive.
Yeah, and you actually also have to really decide what is
cool.
important. And so usually you've got 6 things, your top 6 things that are the highest return on investment,
it's not great
the
lighting
biggest
for you all.
leverage, the most important to you. You get those done. That's the focus, but just one at a time.
Right, and when you do it, check it off that list.
That's right.
I mean, if it's
and
a
you can
phone
say
list,
it's completion.
yeah.
Well, here's the cool thing about completion. When you have completed something, there's new energy for new projects, and it frees you
See, that's
up.
my honey.
Part of
So
what you've been feeling
there's
with this
new
overwhelm and
energy.
overload, and we all have, I know I have, is that there's all these incompletes.
Right.
So we got to close them up, like you did. We were saying with the boxes, we complete and give ourselves credit for what we get done.
Yeah, and everything you're saying, you have to be intentional. You have to
That's
be
right.
thoughtful. What I'm learning, because I do like things to happen organically, but that is not necessarily realistic right now.
Right.
You know, I really do have to be very intentional about
Very
what
intentional.
my day looks like, and even shutting down. Like this phone.
Oh. Well, and the worst thing you can do is with your kids or with your family or somebody important that you're having lunch with is to have your phone out,
that,
because
yeah.
that says that's more important than you.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. You want to put the phone away, turn it off, and focus on the person that you're with.
Yeah, you know, I think something else too is that thinking that it's okay to not respond right away.
Absolutely.
You know, it's okay if you're unavailable.
That's
And,
right.
you know, you think about back in the day when we had home phones.
That's
If
right.
you weren't there, you missed it.
You didn't get it for
Yeah.
hours and hours. And the same thing with email. You don't have to
Without
check your
answering
email
machines.
constantly either. I mean, you've got to focus in on what needs to get done and give your brain a rest.
All right, got anything else for us?
You know, be here now.
Right.
Live in the present moment. Joy is such an important
It
piece
is,
of that.
yeah. All right, be present, guys. We certainly appreciate you sticking with us. We hope we brought you some joy today. Maybe you took something, you know, that Lynn said. You know, I think we just all have to give ourselves a little bit of a break right now. It's
That's
a lot
right.
going on.
That's right.
And sometimes you don't even realize how things are affecting you until you break down.
That's right.
You know, and then you're like, wait, what happened? I wasn't feeling this way. I didn't know I felt this bad.
Right, and so take stock each day. You know, one of the things I love doing is I write down 10 successes at the end of every day. And sometimes the first thing on that list is got out of bed.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because some days we don't want to, but give yourself credit for all we do. We each do thousands of things every day. Give ourselves some
Credit for
credit.
it.
Be kind to ourselves.
I love it. Snowden McFall, thank you for joining us.